Hey there, thanks for tuning into Duck Bricks. I'm Chris, and in March 2022, I attempted the ultimate LEGO road trip, hitting 7 used LEGO stores from Seattle, Washington, all the way down to Portland, Oregon. Unfortunately, if you've seen that video, you might know that things didn't quite go as planned. Due to a series of mishaps, including all of us getting deathly ill on the first day of the trip, we ended up hitting maybe 3 out of the 7 planned locations. And so, fully resolved, I decided to try to do it one more time, where myself and my friends embarked on the ultimate LEGO road trip round 2 just this past December. As you can imagine, for some reason, things also went wrong, and we only hit 4 out of these 7 locations we planned to go to, but hey, that's one more than last time, and so while we may not have beat our goal of trying to hit all 7 locations in one trip, we got a good number of them, we got a fun story out of it, and let's dive in to my second attempt at the ultimate LEGO road... So let's dive into my second attempt to the ultimate LEGO road trip, and maybe, you know what, one of these days I might actually pull it off, but we'll have to see. Let's go. It isn't a Duck Bricks Oregon road trip without something going wrong. So this was the original plan for day 1 of the road trip. We were going to be able to hit several different locations: Sasquatch Bricks, the Brickhouse, Bricks and Minifigs Vancouver, Bricks and Minifigs Portland, Beaverton, Canby, and Gresham, making that 7 locations in one day, and still have time for even more the next day. Now, obviously, this plan went a little bit off the rails. And see, typically my strategy is to make the plan, expect it to go off the rails, and then throw away the plan and make a new plan, which is exactly what we did. But I'm gonna be honest, there were a number of factors that went into this trip that made things go so horrendously off the rails that honestly, I don't even quite know where to begin. Well, let's just tell the story in chronological order, and thankfully my friends were on hand to vlog a lot of it with me. So our 2 companions joining us on the trip are my buddies Jake and Zach. Jake is a member of Team Duck Bricks, and we were hanging out the night before as I picked up Zach at the airport, who was flying in from Florida to work on a startup with me, but also just to hang out in Seattle for the first time. After showing him around the LEGO collection, it was time to get out bright and early and head to Oregon. Let's see their reaction when I told them our itinerary. All right, we're gonna go on the ultimate LEGO road trip. Are you both excited to visit 7 LEGO stores in one day?
Absolutely.
7? I'm sure that is...
I'd not say 7 on the
I'm pretty sure there's 7.
Really?
But it'll be in and out, 15 minutes each.
Okay.
For the channel. We're going on a road trip.
For Duck Bricks.
For Duck Bricks. Soon enough, we were off, and it was time to make our stop at our first destination, Sasquatch Bricks. Let's go inside and take a look. All right, we've made it to location number 1 out of 7. Hopefully this will not go the same route as my last road trip where we only hit 3 and I got really sick, but I'm feeling fine. So number 1 is Sasquatch Bricks. It was about an hour drive-ish, 45 minutes. Let's go inside and check it out. So the first part of this road trip went off completely flawlessly. I got to Sasquatch Bricks exactly at the time that we planned to arrive, and it was so much better than I was expecting, because I honestly didn't even quite know what to expect, but the amount of different options inside the store was honestly mind-blowing, and I had an absolute blast digging through the many different treasures inside the store itself. The thing that was really cool about Sasquatch Bricks is that they had a really interesting selection of all different types of sets from so many different themes. From LEGO board game sets, to sealed LEGO vintage sets, to used sets. They had pretty much everything you might be looking for, except Bionicle. He said Bionicle was so popular that every time they get it in, it almost immediately sells out, which is, I guess, a really good thing for Bionicle fans. Stay winning. Let's take a look at some of the rarest and most interesting stuff inside Sasquatch Bricks, and I can't wait because I actually have a meet and greet planned here coming up in the future, so definitely stay tuned for more information on that. We're in the back stock area right now of some of the rarest items they have here, and this is so cool because look at this insane collection of sealed LEGO Batman sets. Oh my goodness, I don't even want to know how much these are, but this is something I have my eye on because this is actually the only LEGO Batman set I do not own. However, I'm probably gonna have to wait and find a used one because this is in pristine condition, and that's gonna probably be like 10 times more than used. But it is so cool seeing so many insane sets here. Like, we've got some Western sets, incredible castle stuff. One of my very first LEGO sets and very fond memories that I have here is the Emperor's ship from LEGO Orient Expedition, and it's kind of crazy seeing this box because I was given this when I was like 8 years old, maybe 7 years old, so I have a lot of fond memories of building it, but seeing it in the box is just bringing back so much nostalgia. And There's so much, and this is just the back stock. I mean, wait till we get to what's outside, because there is an insane amount of stuff here. We've got minifigures, sets, mostly sealed sets, which is crazy because most LEGO stores in the US primarily focus on used sets. They don't have a ton of sealed sets, but this is like almost Singapore warehouse levels of craziness. Not quite there for those of you who've seen the Singapore video, but we're getting up there, and it's very, very cool to just see all of these vintage sets in perfect condition. I mean, the boxes are pristine, and this is just so surreal. I have so many things that I want to get here, but I'm gonna have to limit myself because I usually only buy used, but it is really cool. And yeah, that is barely scratching the surface of the treasures to be found at Sasquatch Bricks. It was a really, really cool store. Definitely one that I really now want to hit up every time I go to Oregon, and I will be there on January 21st for a meet and greet starting at 11 a.m. PST. So if you're in the area, come and check it out, and I'll be giving away some stuff, doing some signings. It should be a really fun time. Anyways, back to the store. So we got to spend a good amount of time at the store, but honestly, it took a little longer than I thought based on our schedule because, first of all, Jake and Zach wanted to have breakfast, which is totally understandable. I had some stuff to figure out on my end as well to figure out the scheduling for the meet and greet and to meet another friend of mine who's actually helping me sort some bricks right now. But because of that, we ended up taking a lot longer at this store than planned. And by a lot longer, I mean like an extra hour on top of our schedule. It was at this point that I realized that I had forgotten something, let's just say very important. I'm not going to dive into it too much on detail for the video to save myself from embarrassment, but it was something pretty important. Let's just say that. And so basically what we did was that we had to turn around, go back to Seattle, so we had already driven an hour out. We had to drive an hour back to retrieve my forgotten item, and then turn around again, double back, and leave once more. So then we had wasted, or at least been past, like 3 hours worth of time in our schedule was just spent by going back and forth. I'm gonna admit, that one's on me. Yeah, so that's that. And the crazy thing is, while we were stopping for a snack at Seafood City when we were on the way back, Zach and I got pulled into another crazy random emergency startup call. So that ended up delaying us by like another 30 minutes. So now we are 3 hours and 30 minutes past schedule. And finally, we had made it to location number 2, a few hours past the time we had planned. So this is the Brickhouse, and let's take a look at it right now. Alright, so after a bit of a quick detour, small little 1 hour adventure, we are at our second location. This is the Brickhouse. Now, Oregon is about 1.5 hours away, so we are just hitting up stops along the drive. I can't wait to go inside. I believe I've actually been to this store before, but I was really quick in and out the last time, so I'm excited to explore some more. Let's go. So I've actually been to the Brickhouse once before on my first ill-fated road trip that I published a video a while back, linked in the description below, and it was really interesting because obviously whenever you go to a LEGO used store, you can go like once a week and they're guaranteed to have different stuff. And now it had been about a year since I'd gone last time, so the store felt like it had a much different selection compared to what they originally had. Now, to be completely honest, I think the prices could have been a little bit better compared to Brickling and stuff like that, but it was still really cool to see a really great selection of different types of LEGO pieces, whether it be a ton of minifigures, used sets, all abound. The store was really nice and inviting. They had a lot of really interesting official LEGO store displays, which was really cool, and they even had a ton of mocks just laying around just for you to be able to appreciate and take a look at, which I had a lot of fun just investigating and seeing all the different items they had for sale. However, I actually chose uncharacteristically not to get anything from the store. Not because I just didn't want to pay for them, but to be completely honest, I think I owned everything in the store. Like, I don't think I found a single item I didn't own other than, like, maybe one of the Adidas hand pieces, which you can see here. But then again, those ones are kind of in poor condition, and I want to get one in really good condition, so I decided to pass up on that. And then we made a very, very bad move. In fact, we made a very bad choice after this one, because you see, I was like, okay, look, we probably aren't gonna hit all of the used LEGO stores today, but we might as well hit a Walmart, because as you can see, this trip took place in mid-December, and this was before January 2024. And this was when a ton of rumors were starting that Walmarts were actually carrying some brand new 2024 LEGO sets. So I was like, alright, you know what? It cannot be that hard. There has to be a Walmart somewhere along the drive in a convenient location from Seattle to Oregon, right? Like there's gotta be one just right off of an exit. And so we were like, all right, well, let's just go up on Waze and hit Walmart and find one that doesn't actually take us off route. Here's what I did. I selected the first Walmart, the closest one, that claimed to be 0 minutes off route. Unfortunately, Waze either glitched or I clicked too fast, I looked at it wrong, because no, this was not 0 minutes off route. This was about 2 hours off route. But let's get to the Walmart right now and see if it was worth it. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know why we're here. We are in Yelm, Washington. According to Waze, this was 0 minutes off route on our journey to Oregon. However, when we departed from our last stop, it said Oregon was 1 hour and 30 minutes away. It took us 30 minutes to get here, and now it says Oregon is 2 hours away. So something has gone horribly wrong, but we have made it to Walmart. Now you're probably wondering, why are we at Walmart? Well, there are rumors that there are 2024 Lego sets early at Walmart. Will this one have it? Probably not. Let's go. Okay, so we're in the Walmart aisle. It is, what day? It's like mid-December, nowhere near 2024. But yes, let's go. They've got pretty much all the 2024 sets here. We got the Clone Trooper Battle Pack, buildable Rocket Raccoon. They've got the Sonic sets, the X-Men Jet, the Rocket Raccoon set. We've got like the Star Wars one here. Oh my goodness, we're gonna go crazy. They even have some of the new city sets. What? This is so far in advance. And the creator sets, these are new. That's new, that's new. Oh my goodness, it's time to cook. Any new Ninjago though? That's what I really am looking for. Like I'm looking for the new Ninjago sets. They really have it there. Oh, these are the old ones. Oh, that's a new Dream set, but I don't see any new Ninjago sets. But maybe I'm skimming over them. Really? They have all the new sets, but no new Ninjago? That's disappointing. Oh man. Okay, well, we still got a lot of stuff here. Oh, this is great. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what we can get. So as you can see, we kinda struck gold here. The trip was not in vain, but unfortunately, since this added so much time to our schedule, we all at this point just wanted to go to Oregon. And so, unfortunately, we had to basically skip the last, 4 locations on my list: Bricks and Minifigs, Vancouver, Portland, Beaverton, Canby, and Gresham, because at this point we were like, let's just get to Portland. And so, a few hours of driving later, we finally arrived in Portland, Oregon, had some delicious burgers. I still don't know where the time went. And then we went to our next destination, which wasn't really a LEGO specific destination, but it is a destination that I always bring my friends to whenever we visit Portland, and that is Powell's Books. If you aren't aware of what Powell's Books is, it is officially the world's largest bookstore. It's the world's largest independent bookstore, and it was really, really cool. What's awesome about Powell's Books is that they have a selection of new and used books alike. So, of course, when I went to the LEGO section, they always had some really interesting stuff. From LEGO Exoforce activity books to Knight's Kingdom from all the way back in 2006, there are books from all throughout LEGO's history, and it was really cool seeing just all sorts of different things that LEGO's put out over the years relating to whatever themes were popular at the time. Of course, I did have to hunt for Bionicle books, and I did find a copy of Bionicle World, which I had to pick up. I already have a copy of Bionicle World, but I figured it just might as well grab it as a future contest prize or something like that. And honestly, it was just very nostalgic going through this bookstore and seeing so many books from vintage, discontinued LEGO themes. Even the ones that were fairly recent, like Elves and Nexo Knights, still were pretty nostalgic to me to see all of these chapter books and readers, and it was just such a blast finding all of these different books. Of course, there you have it, Bionicle World right there, as well as an official guide to Bionicle, which is not something I've seen before. Moving on from Powell's Books though, at the end of the day, it was time to just wrap up, go back to the hotel, and recoup our losses. Somehow over the course of one day, I had transformed what should have been a 3-hour drive max into 8 hours straight of driving. And I'm gonna be honest, I still don't really even know where some of those extra hours came from. Like, we went into a Mistlands void when we went to that Walmart and lost, it was like a time slippage. I don't even know what happened. Anyways, after playing a great rousing game of Hibachi at the hotel room, look up Hibachi if you don't know what it is, it's probably my favorite board game ever, we were able to rest, recoup, and start off fresh the next day with finally going to Bricks and Minifigs Canby, the original Bricks and Minifigs. Let's check it out right now. Okay, so it may be the next day, but we are finally at location number 4. This is the original Bricks and Minifigs store in Canby, Oregon. Now, I have so many good memories of going to the store when I was a kid. This was the first used Lego store I ever went to, and I haven't been back in almost like 10 years. So I'm really excited. Let's go check it out. So this is probably the coolest Bionicle section of every Bricks and Minifigs. Pretty much any that I've ever been to has not had anything like this. You have one of the masks from the original Bionicle bus tour, which is insane. I did ask, it's not for sale, but you know, maybe next time. But they have the banners, so many different masks. If you look here, it is absolutely crazy, the quantity of masks that they have. There's a bin full of the rarest masks, including this one, which is like $500 to $800 for the single piece, which is insane. And these ones go even higher. So this is just one of the most insane just bins right here. Of course, I had to pick up an extra Ernax spine. It's in really good condition, and I don't know when I'm going to find another one. So it's only $100, which I think is pretty fair market value for the Ernax spine with the tubes. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fill up a bag full of bulk Bionicle pieces. They literally have 2 of these, which is so crazy. Let's get to it. Huge shout out to the folks at the store who brought out some of the most special Bionicle items from the back. Just look at the insanity of that bin. There's like 2 dark blue Rurus, multiple silver Nuva masks. There's a Kanohi, Ignika, and Pearl Gold. I found 3 flat dark gold Krakens. Oh wait, no, that's like 4 or 5. Just randomly sitting in the bin. There was a cup full of Vahis. This was probably the most insane Bionicle mask collection that I have ever seen in one place. Like, I don't even have a Bionicle mask collection like this. I have 1 of everything. Maybe, actually no. I have 2 of everything. I have 2 of almost everything. I don't have like 4 dark blue Rurus. That was nuts. So really, really cool to see. They even had a separate just bin full of Kanohi masks, which was so much fun to dig through and just discover all sorts of different rarities. I had to pick them up, and they were priced really well as well. Like, they had prices for these masks at probably the best prices I have ever seen, especially compared to Bricklink, so would highly recommend checking out this store if you are a Bionicle fan. Now, the one thing they did mention was that the store is recently under new management, so they were in the process of repopulating their inventory. There were a lot of items that they are just kind of starting to slowly fill the shelves with, and they just reopened a few weeks prior to me coming, so typically, they would have much more stock than this. As you can see, there weren't that many sets on the shelves, but I'm sure that give them a few months and there will be much, much more. Still, for a store that was only open for like a couple of weeks, they had a pretty good inventory, and it was always really fun to see the incredible mocks in the store itself, from the frenzified Black Gate from Lord of the Rings, as well as just a whole-on Lego City. This is the flagship Bricks and Minifigs store for a reason, and they had all sorts of really unique and inventive Lego displays. For me, it was just really cool going back here because I'd spent a lot of hours here as a kid. Every time we took a road trip to Oregon when I was a kid, we always hit up the Canby Bricks and Minifigs store. So again, I have so many good memories from this particular location, and I am really excited to hopefully going back in the future and being able to see them with even more inventory, because again, they were just restocking, they were putting new stuff on the shelves. But it was great to see. Now I managed to get a few Lego architecture sets I didn't own yet, like the Trevi Fountain and the White House, as well as the Build-A-Bob SpongeBob buildable figure, and of course all of those Bionicle items, including an extra Ernax spine for only $100, which I feel like I'm going to use. I'm sure it'll come in handy for a future build. Okay, so now we're headed over to location number 5. I have dropped off my friends at the park so they can go ahead and enjoy their time while I go ahead and see how many Lego stores can I visit. Now here's the deal. We have a very important startup business meeting in about 2 hours. We need 30 minutes to get back to our hotel to take that meeting, so I have an hour and a half to cook. Now the question is, actually a little less. I have about an hour to cook. The question is, how quickly can I make it through as many stores as I can? I'm gonna shoot for 3. Realistically, I'm probably gonna make 2. But we'll see. Heck, I might even only make 1 if one of the stores is really good, but we are about to find out. Let's go. Our next destination brings us to Cedar Hills Mall in Beaverton, Oregon. This is the location of the Beaverton Bricks and Minifigs, which actually has moved to a mall since the last time I came a few years ago. Let's check it out. As I entered the mall, I actually remembered that I have been to this location in the mall before, but my strongest memories with Bricks and Minifigs Beaverton were from when it was kind of in this small strip mall type location, because it's where I went a ton growing up. Now inside they had a really great selection of both modern sets as well as vintage stuff, lots and lots of bulk bins, including a bulk Bionicle bin, which was really cool to see, and I managed to find some really interesting hidden gems of some random rare LEGO sets that I didn't own yet in the store, which was really exciting, and I might even do a separate video on them at some point in the future. Now, one of the things that was really cool for me to see was just how neatly everything was organized. Obviously, they had everything just lined up very nicely, and what was pretty cool is that they just had a good selection of random LEGO themes, from Star Wars to Harry Potter to Bionicle to Ninjago, and some sealed LEGO sets I did not own yet, including a DC Superhero Girls set, as well as what's very exciting for me, which was a sealed LEGO Sports hockey set.
Well, that was a great success. I'm gonna see if we can make it to the next location. Time is really tight. We got a blast.
After picking up my friends, we headed to the nearest Walmart to try our luck one more time.
Well, there's one. I think they're pretty cleaned out. Oh, shoot, yeah. No, there's one.
One's pretty good.
We can find some more. Yeah.
No ninja.
Tragically, I was street dated the moment I went to the checkout counter, so I was barred from purchasing these brand new LEGO sets. However, they did not catch the new Sonic Poly bag, so I did actually get one set from the Walmart, making it sort of worth it. And then with that, we kind of just wrapped up the trip because we had to rush over to our startup call. As soon as that was done, we basically just headed back to catch one of my dinner appointments with a friend of mine in Seattle. And unfortunately, we did not get to go to Bricks and Minifigs Portland or Gresham or Vancouver. So out of the 7 locations we wanted to go to, I technically only got to go to 4, but really if you count the 2 Walmarts and Powell's books, we did hit 7 locations, just not the exact ones I was planning on hitting. And so it is what it is. That means that my LEGO road trip, ultimate road trip, is still unfulfilled. I tried it once back in 2022 and failed. I tried it once in 2023 and failed. Perhaps 2024 will be the year of the ultimate LEGO road trip. Maybe I'll be able to hit it on the way to the LEGO convention. We're gonna have to wait and see because that's actually coming up in like a month. So, you know, there may be a third ultimate LEGO road trip video where I actually accomplish my goals, but as of right now, we sadly did not meet the expectation of trying to hit all of these destinations in one trip. But regardless, it was a really fun time, and if you ever want to attempt my crazy itinerary, well, you saw the schedule up at the beginning of the video, go ahead and try it and let me know if you are successful. That about wraps up this somewhat tumultuous journey. It was a ton of fun, it was quite stressful at times, we kind of got lost around the upper echelons of Washington and we're just trying to find our way around, but you know, we made our way to Portland eventually, and as I say, it's not about the things you do on the trip, it's about the destination and the journey and the friends you make along the way, because if you think about it, we didn't actually do anything in Oregon other than get there, see the bookstore, and then turn around and leave. But hey, you know what? We had a fun experience journeying through the mist, trying to find our way over there, and of course, that's what matters the most. Alright, and with that we have summed up our crazy journey trying to get from Seattle to Oregon and hit up as many locations as we could. Again, just a little over half, but if you count those extra locations, I did technically go to 7 places. So we kind of did it. But of course, I definitely will try to do this one more time. I will keep trying this until I am successful one day. I believe in March there is a LEGO convention in Oregon that I'm probably going to, so you know what? Maybe we'll try it again in March. So definitely stay tuned to the Duckbricks channel to view my continued attempts at trying to make this trip happen. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for tuning into Duckbricks. Be sure to like and subscribe for even more LEGO news, reviews, discussion, and analyses coming your way very soon, and bye for now.